Hello, my name is Celeste. I own Clan Steel. Welcome to my shop. So this is a fly press. This happens to be a Norton number 6. It has a lead screw that's a little over 2 inches in width, and it will move metal with several tons of force, and it's completely mechanical, so I can create texture with it, I can cut with it, I can dish with it, I can bend with it, and one of the best things about fly presses is, one, it has a lot of reactivity to it. You can move it very quickly, and also you can easily make dies for it. All right, so here are some dies. These dies I used for texturing. I use them for texturing my seahorses. They're made out of 1/2-inch round material. There's a cutting die. Here's a die I use for pressing. I use this made out of ball bearing to dish my bowls. And I have this pre-made collar and pre-made stock, and I can just connect these and weld them together to make new dies. So this is my gas setup. I use oxypropane instead of oxyacetylene. I like oxypropane because I use this mostly for forging and finishing. Oxypropane runs a little bit cooler than oxyacetylene, and it's a lot less sooty. It also costs a little bit less. Then I use a flame saver or a gas saver so that I can hang this up and turn off the gas and save a little money, and also it's a little bit safer that way. So this is a 288-pound Hewlett Harmel anvil. It was gifted to me from a friend, and it's named Joni after that person's grandmother. She was a great patron of the arts, and that's why he gifted me this anvil in her name. It is a French pig anvil. It was made in Paris, and it's a double horn anvil. It is entirely forged. If we look really closely, you can see the forging marks on the bottom of the horn, and underneath you can see chisel marks and fullerene marks underneath the legs or the feet. And here's a big pile of hammers. I need more. So this is the forge. It was also donated to me. It was not in complete condition. It was a couple of doors in a box. I added the burners. I used something called Foundry Pack 65 to make these bricks, and also to insulate the burners. It's a new thing. I've never heard of it before. It's basically like a clay that you pound into shape and then slowly cook, and you can use this instead of casting your forge, and it can be used to line the whole forge. It's really durable. It stands up to heat really well. I like it a lot. And then I've got this little peacock here, which I made a few years ago actually for my future forge. So I finally got to add it to my forge now. All right. I have a double Venturi system set up for the burners. This bell shape takes the air and forces oxygen into the forge so that it can get hot enough. And then I have these plates here, and I can control the amount of air that goes into the forge, and that way I can run it a little bit lower when I'm forging something like bronze or aluminum, which requires a lower forging temperature. So this is the materials rack. It was the first major welding project that my husband actually did, so he made that for me. And buried in here is a post vise that I still need to set up. So I have this TIG welder. It is a Miller Syncrowave 351. I got it because it's very powerful, which is useful when welding bronze railings, for instance. Unfortunately, it requires a 170 amp double pole breaker. It's huge, and all the electrical people I keep talking to seem very hesitant to put it into this building. So I'll probably end up downsizing this to maybe a Syncrowave 251, something that's not quite so powerful but runs off of 220 power. What I have here is a Lincoln MIG welder, a Lincoln and a Miller in the same shop. They're gonna go fight soon. So this is a Power MIG 216, and it's a really good, strong welder. It can weld very thick material, and it's kind of the workhorse of my shop. So this is a Craftsman drill press. It is 2/3 horsepower. I'd like one a little bit stronger, but this is the strongest one I could find that would run on 115 power, and it works. It goes up to 5/8 of an inch. So my Fab Tables I got at auction. They're in pretty rough shape, so they need some work. I'm going to add some casters to them. I'm going to change the bracing on them, and most importantly, it's going to get a 1-inch thick plate so that I can dump heat on it, I can hammer on it, I can do whatever I need to do, and I don't have to worry very much about it warping. So this is an Ellis bandsaw. It does not belong to me, it belongs to the warehouse. But I get to use it, which is really great. It doesn't require coolant, it cuts pretty true, and it can cut material up to 14 inches in length. They're really common at, Ellis bandsaws are very common for big shops. So the jet bandsaw back there is mine, and I use it for cutting small material and kind of rough material so I don't mess up the blade on the Ellis. I've got a little polishing lathe here for buffing things. The grinder I need to get set up. And then this here is one of my favorite tools. It is a Stratoflex, and it is used for bending metal cold, and even it can bend metal on edge. I can take it on site and bend material, steel up to 1/2 inch by 2 inches on edge, cold on site, and fit it right there. It's a great machine. So this is the newest member of my shop. I call it the Big Squishy. It is my money maker. It is a 25-ton coal ironworks press. When I received it, it had these combo dies, which are really great, but they're very narrow, and it's a very aggressive machine. And so I immediately ordered these full face dies. I should not put my thumb underneath that. And I wanted to be able to draw long, smooth tapers, and I also plan on using some tooling, just like you would a power hammer, under those dies so that I can make things like bronze railings. So it's got a hand lever and a foot pedal. I can easily make tooling for this. It's going to be pretty easy, relatively easy to make dies for this machine. So it's going to be really versatile, and it's going to really allow me to grow this shop and my business.